Hi guys, back. Thank you for your patience. We're just gonna finish up this paper and then we're gonna start another one. So you could stay for the ending of this one and stay for the other one if you can. But yeah, just trying to maximize. So just let me know if you're hearing me and you're seeing, and we're gonna jump straight back into it. All right. So I think we did this one, right? We did this one. So we were at 50. All right, so let's jump right back into it since I'm seeing most persons respond. So we have here of 120 students writing the exam, 100 are expected to pass. The estimated probability of the students failing the exam is, that's pretty easy because because it's 120, that's the denominator. And because they want to know the probability of who fail, and you calculate who fail. If 100 out of the 20 pass, that means 20 fail, right? So when it comes to probability, you just break it down. So 20 itself goes once, 20 12 goes 6 times. So our answer is 1/6. Okay. So we're moving along. We did this question already too. Anybody remember it? So they want to know the probability of obtaining at least two heads. So you're looking for every option that has two heads. So that's one, that's two, that's three, that's four. So it's four out of how much options we had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4 out of 8, we already know that's what I have. So the answer is C. So let's continue. This is easy. What's the answer for this one? A, B, C, or D? Come on, guys. 52. What's the answer? And what type of, let me zoom in some more. We should remember what type of angles these are. These are alternate angles that form in the Z. And alternate angles are equal. So our answer is B. All right, so now we know we're going into trigonometry and geometry. So let's look at this next question. From the diagram above, sine beta is which one? So I'm not telling you this one. Choose an answer quickly. Which one is it? And I spoke to y'all about this already, yeah? If you have, remember the 3, 4, 5 triangle? If the hypotenuse is 5 and one of the sides is 4, that means this side is 3. Right? And because it's sine, what is sine? Opposite over hypotenuse. So that would be 3/5. A. Yeah, we did this one already too. What was that? 53. So let's do 54. Okay, so ABC is an image of ABC under an enlargement factor of 2. The area in the square units of this is what? The area, which one is going to be? Obviously, this is the original shape, right? And the area of this original shape is what? Half base times height. So let's scroll in here so you could see. Everybody see what I'm doing? Let me highlight it. Half base times height. How many boxes is the base? 2, right? So it's going to be half of 2 times height, which is also 2. And 2 times 2 is 4. So the area of this shape is 2. Everybody see that? And so if the shape after the enlargement is by 2, that means we just multiply that by 2. So our answer would therefore be what? 4. Everybody see that? That's a new one. I never saw that one before. So that's a good one to do. All right, let's look at this next one. This is an easy one, transformation. In the diagram above, the line CD is the line AB after what? Is it a rotation? Is it a reflection in the y-axis, a translation, or an enlargement? Let's go. We almost finished this one. Which one is it? This is obviously a reflection, right? No, be honest, after our class, you are able to see these things easier, right? After our transformation class. Okay. All right. Let's finish up. This is the last page. Okay, so they gave us this triangle and they want to know which trigonometric ratio is equal to 4/8. Look at it. Which one would give you 4/8? And you already know 8 is the hypotenuse, but 4 could be the adjacent depending on which one you use. So I want everybody to try this one for me. So what we should know, it could never be A, it could never be D. Everybody see that? Because it uses the hypotenuse. So it must be either sine or cosine. Which one? Excellent. It must be sine because sine x. Because sine x would tell us opposite over hypotenuse, right? And obviously 4 is the opposite. So it must be sine x. All right, let's look at this one now. A rectangle has a rotate. We did this last class too. Which one it is? How many rotational symmetry does this have? Excellent. It's 2. Anybody remember? Yeah, no, like, sorry, I could never get my thing looking. I'm going to label each point for those who weren't here. This would be point A, this would be B, this would be C, this would be D. How can I rotate this to make it the same? If C at the top in it, if C gone to the top, everybody see that? It will get back the same thing. 57. Let me back check because I just realized it's rotational symmetry and not regular symmetry. Regular symmetry would be 2, but let me just confirm if it's going to be rotational as well. Yes, it's going to be the same thing because, to be honest, if the general symmetry is there, it's always balanced. So the answer is 2. Okay. Let's go 58. If the sum of the interior angles of a polygon, we did this question already too. If the interior angles of a polygon is 4 right angles, I mean 4 times 90 is 360, then the polygon is what? We did this one already. The answer is D. It must be a quadrilateral, right? 4 right angles, that's 4. Give you a sign. All right. Now this one I've never seen before, so this is interesting. So let me zoom back in. This is a new one. How many triangles congruent to ADE? First of all, let's see where ADE is. Okay. Would be needed to cover the square. So I'm going to use my red marker. But before I guess, anybody want to take a try at this one without me telling you the answer? How many congruent? And what does congruent mean? Same size, same shape. How many triangles of this size and shape can I get from this entire space? So somebody say 4. Anybody else? Because I can do it now, you know. Nine, 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everybody see that? Everybody see that? Understand what I just did there? Don't forget, what is another word for congruent? Congruent means similar, same. Okay? Because I know some people would have only counted 1, 2, 3, but you got to remember it's a cover the entire space. Okay, so that's 6. I think we did this one already, so this is the last question. In the figure above, ABC, so let's look for where that is. ABC, that's the bigger triangle, in which AD and BD and CD are all equal. The angle ABC, so where's ABC? ABC. What is that angle there? You said 40? Angle ABC, angle ABC. Let me scroll out. They want angle ABC. Come on, let's go. What do we know from this? What do we know from this? What type of triangle is this? This one here. Not the big one. That's an isosceles, exactly. Everybody see that? So if here is 50, what does that mean? That means here ain't 52. Talk to me. And look at this. If here is 50, here is 50, how much is here? Because you have to go the long way. This ain't an easy, straight, direct way. Here is 80. Now look at it now. If here is 80, what is over here? This ain't a straight line. Angles on a straight line are what? 180. So if from here to here is 80, here is 100. No, let me use a different color for the 100. So this is 100. So if here's 100, these two angles here ain't matching. How much is these two angles each? It would be 40, because 100 from 180 is 80, and you got to split 80 two ways. So here would be 40 and here would be 40. So this entire angle here is how much? $90 degrees. Yep. But did you guess or would you sure? Okay, so we're gonna go into another one, but I'm just gonna go through the answers them. Are you guys ready? We're gonna do 2000 and January 2005. Remember, the more questions we do, the better it is. All right, so let's go. You could lay down, get your snacks, just follow as much as you can. Yeah, go for a snack. Yeah. All right, so let's go. This number written to standard form, this number is less than 1. So we know the power can be positive. So it can be A, it can be B. And we need to see how much times we need to move the point where 1 digit is in front. So 1, 2. It is -2, Austin. See that? Be careful. All right, next one. There's a shorter way to do this. Anybody know the shorter way to do this? Instead of multiplying this and multiplying this, then adding. What's a shorter way to do this? What number is common? What number is common for both sides? 2.5, right? So I could take out 2.5 and we're gonna left back 3.3 plus 5.7. Everybody see that? So I could add the brackets. So it's going to be 2.5 times, what am I going to get? 9? And even if I was to estimate without multiplying, which one would you pick? It gotta be D. Look at it. Think about it like this. think about this as rounding off to 10. Everybody see that? If I was to round this off to 10, I will get 25, right or wrong? So that means my answer must be closer to 25 than 13. Everybody see that? Remember estimations? Please confirm if you see what I'm showing you. All right. Let's look at number 3. What's the answer for number 3? Remember, I told you about memory. Remember, I told you about memorizing square numbers. And I'm going to be honest. I know 15 square is 225. So 17 square. We know it can be 1. It can be 2. So it's between A and B. Which one would you pick? Let's memorize it now. What is we know from 10. 10 square is 100. 11 square is 121. 12 square is 144. 13 square is 169. 14 square is 196. Somebody check that for me. 15 square is 225. 16 square. So these are the tools that I don't remember. 16 and 17 square. What is 16 square? It must end with a 6, but I can't remember what. 256. That's not hard to remember. And what's 17 square? Oh, look at me saying it can't be 2. I just realized what's going on. 289. So 289. So that's what? 4, 6. The square root of 60 is B, 8. Yeah, I was right. Can't be 2, can't be 1. So it must have been between these two. Everybody see that? You see what you need to know these numbers? Because let's be real, once you know yourself fast, you can work it out. If you don't know it, so go up to 17, learning 17. So from 13, 169, 196, 225, 256, 289. All right, let's go. We did this one already. The ratio of two numbers is 4 and 5. The smaller number is 240. So smaller, we equate them. So 4 shares is equal to 240. So 1 share, we know what 1 share is. We divide by 4 on both sides. So 1 share is 60. What is the larger number? So the larger number is by 5. So it's going to be 5 times 60, 300. Next one. Oh, I'm glad that this came. Everybody okay with conversion, money conversion? Give me a minute, then let me just answer somebody. Okay, all right, so let's go through it. Just like how we do things normally, what do I always ask you to find out? The conversion, right? So let's look at what they gave us. They say a clock costing 210 euro in the UK, or pounds, I think that's pounds, is exported to Trinidad. The rate of exchange is you're going from UK or pounds to TT. What do you do to go from pounds to TT? If you're going from $1 to TT 3.4, what do you do to go from one to the other? Multiply or divide? Just be good. Hey, only one person responded. Let's go. How do we move from UK money to TT money? Do we multiply or divide? It gotta be multiply. How do we know? You're moving from a 1 to a 3.40. The actual digits going up. So it's to move from here to here is multiply. So obviously to move from TT to UK gonna be what? The opposite, which is divide. Always establish that, please. Everybody with me? So it says, how much will the clock be worth in TT dollars? So you know you're changing this amount of money to TT. So you must multiply by what? You must multiply by 3.40. And if you understand what you're doing, you're multiplying 210 by 3.40. The answer is D. When you multiply it, you're gonna see and get D. Everybody see that? You can't get less. You can't get less. It could never. It's only between C and D. And once you multiply, you get the first digit. You know you're cooking on gas. Okay, so let's continue. We have another ratio question. John, Peter, and Mary shared a sum of money in a ratio 2:9. Question: how much did Peter get? How much shares Peter get? How many shares does Peter get, guys? Excellent, thank you. 4. So you're going the order. John is the first one, so John is the first share. Peter is the second one, Peter is the second share. Mary accordingly. So look at what they gave us. They said John and Peter together received this money. So look at this money here, 360. What number of shares should I balance with this 360? Let me see who thinking. What number should balance with a 360? It got to be 6, because if this is John and Peter money, you got to put John and Peter shares. What is John and Peter share? John and Peter share is 2 and 4, so that's 6. You see that? And just like what we do all the time, we find one share. And you see, this is an easy calculation. So one share is what? $60. And what they asked for, how much money was shared in all? So that's the total. How much shares did they have in total? That's what, 15? They say in all, you know. How much money in all was shared? So you have to multiply by 15. 60 by 15 is $900. All right, so let's do the next one. What's number 7? What is the value of the tree? A, B, C, or D? For number 7, C. Excellent. Okay, I got you. So you know this is a whole number. So that's ones, tens, hundreds. So it's going to be 300. Oh, let me ask this question. 500 written in base 10 is what? Anybody remember bases? Let me go through it now. You never learn bases. All right, let's go through it then. Let's go through it. I'm going to use a simple example though. First thing first, what do we remember about bases? The easier one that they always bring is the binary base. And if anybody know, binary is base 2. How much digits in base 2? How much numbers in base? If we use, right? We use base 10. And we got 10 digits. What are the 10 digits in base 10 that we just use? What's the first digits we use? What's the first digit we just use? If nobody answer with N class right here, you know? Elena, you know? Before 1, we don't use a digit before 1. So the 10 digits that we use is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. They're saying how we just put numbers together. And after 9, we put a 10, a 11, a 12. That's how we build our numbers in base 10. In base 2, how much digits you think you're going to have? Base 2 only got 2 digits. What are those 2 digits in base 2? 0 and 1. So base 3, what are the digits in base 3? 0, 1, 2. You don't use 3 in base 3. So just a last example, base 5. What's the place values in what are the digits in base 5? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So let me show you something. In base 10, we just expand our numbers like this, right? So base 10, if I tell you expand 312, how do we expand? How do we expand? We did this all the way in September. So if you don't remember, it would be understandable. How do we expand base 10? It's going to be 3 times what? 100 plus 1 times 10 plus 2 times 1. Everybody with me with this? I need some confirmations, please. Everybody should know how to expand numbers. No, this is the part you gotta remember. 100 is the same thing as base 10 to the second power. 10 is the same thing as 10 to the first power. And 1 is the same thing as 10 to the 0 power. If you got that, let me know if you got it, because you should know this already. Anything to power of 0 is 1. Because this is base 10, suppose I take the same number in base 5. So 300, 312 in base 5. What do you think this is going to mean? This is going to mean 3 times 5 to the second power plus 1 times 5 to the 1 power plus 2 times 5 to the power of 0. Anybody see the connection? Look at what they call the base. Base 10, base 5. But you realize the place values is the same thing? No, it's just expanding the number. So to change this back to base 10, you gotta work out this answer. So guess what we gotta do? There's gonna be what? 3 times what? 25. Everybody see that? Plus what? 1 times 5 plus 2 times 1, which is 2. So the final answer, this number in base 10 is going to be 75 plus 5 plus 2. That's what? 82. So 82 in base 10 is the same thing as 312 in base 5. So to be honest, anytime they give you a number in another base and you want to change it to base 10, you expand the number. So let's look at this. What would this be equal to? Base 8, right? So there's going to be 8 to the power of 0 times 8 to the power of 0. There's going to be times 8 to the power of 1. And there's going to be times 8 to the power of 2. Everybody see that? So luckily for you, they want you to work out the answer, but they want you to tell you what it is. So in this case, what would be our answer? And look at the options. This is 8 times 8 ones, because you know anything to zeros, times 8 power 1, 2, 3. So you know the answer must be, it can't be A, because look at it, you always start at 0. The first digit is 0, the second digit is 1, and the third digit is 2. And if you don't understand why, look at here. Look at it in base 10. When we're doing base 10, isn't this ones? 10 to the 0 power a ones times 10 a tens to the power of 1 and hundreds a 10 to the power of 2. Everybody see what I'm showing you? Talk to me. Only one person saying yes. So let's give you one more example. Suppose I give you this number, 2112 in base 3. And I say, what is this in changes to the power of base 10? We got to expand this, right? Because it's base 3, we know, and I can just do it out so you can see it. You know, it's going to be 2 times something. The first digit. Everybody see that? Plus 1 times something. Plus 1 times something. Plus 2 times something. So everybody, let me know if you understand the expansion now. Because we're going to go forward or backward, which is the smartest way to go. And from the back. So let's go. We're going to be in the back. Because it's base 3, it's going to be what? 3 to the power of 0. The next place value is going to be what? 3 to the power of what? Ones. 3 to the power of what? 2. 3 to the power of 3. And then it's all about just working it out. Because there's going to be 2 times what? 27. How I get 27? 3 times 3 times 3 is what? 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Plus 1 times 9 plus 1 times 3 plus 2 times 1. And when you work out all of this and get your one answer, that's going to be in what? Base 10. Everybody got it? That's how easy it is to change any number from another base to back to base 10. But how do you change base 10 to another number? No, this is more tricky. Suppose I give you this 27 and I tell you change, and this is in base 10, and I say change to base 5. Y'all ready? Let me do another thing. See, let me use 67. Okay, let me show you this now. If when we change into base 10, we got multiply, what you think you got to do the opposite? The operation for this is division. So you got to draw a division table. This is a lot of work, I'm telling you now. It's not regular division. Because here, you're not looking for the regular answer when you divide. You're using something special. So you're going to put 67 here. You're going to put 5 here. All right? Everybody following? I want to take my time and do this, huh? I think I need to copy this down in your books, to be honest. All right. So the first thing you're going to say, can 5 go into 6? Yes, once. you carry over the 1 because you're left back with the 1, right? It's like you're dividing. 5 into 17 goes 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15. You have a remainder. What our remainder is going to be? It's going to be 2. Everybody see that? You got to keep going until you reach nothing. Nothing at all. So we got to go again. 5 into 13 goes twice. Remainder what? Remainder 3. I can't stop yet because I have to keep going until I get nothing. So here's the next part now. 5 can go into 2 0 times remainder 2. Everybody see that? And guess how you have to write the number? This is the part students just get wrong. You have to read the number from bottom going up. So the answer is 2, 3, 2. It just so happened the same front and back, eh? Base 5. You realize we don't care about this section here. What do we care about? The remainder. Now, just to prove the answer, let's go backwards. Let's carry this back and see if we get back 67. So there we go. We know we got expanded by multiplying. So it's going to be 2 times something plus 3 times something plus 2 times something. And because it's base 5, 5 to the 0, 5 to the 1, 5 to the 2. So there we go. That's 2 times what? 25 plus 3 times 5 is 15 plus 2. So that would be 50 plus 15 plus 2. That is 67. So everybody see how it is both ways? When you want to change base 10 to another base, you divide. When you want to change a base back into base 10, you multiply. So put this base 5 to base 10. Oh, you want to copy this down or you just want us to move on? All right. So let's keep going. I hope y'all understand. This is interesting. So let's do this one. I need y'all for the second paper. I need y'all to be more active. So I need y'all to tell me the answers. Oh, you watch this. Dang, the same question we do just now. The last paper. That's crazy. So let's go. Number 9. Which one would you pick? Number 9. What's the answer? Oh man. That's 2 people. I need at least 6. You don't even got to calculate. You're just supposed to watch it and find the answer because we did a lot of these examples. So everybody else, let's go pick an answer. I got 5 so long. Excellent. The answer is C. Because this, you need 130 25s. So far, this give you 30 25s. How much more 25s you need? You need 100 more 25s to make 130 25s. So your answer is C. Anybody remember the answer for 10? I don't think I should have to go through this again. Anybody remember it? It was A. Yep. We ain't do the same one. Mother's here with this. Well, the answer for this is C. We did this one already. You see what's going on? Again, what's the answer for this one? But this one is a little different, but we did do it already. X represents the set of multiples of 4, Y represents the multiples of 5. The shaded region in a set of all multiples of what? What does fall in the middle? If you're doing multiples of 5 and 4, it must be D, because 5 times 4 is what? 20, so it must be multiples of 20. Excellent. Anybody remember what is called when you have a set inside of a set? What we call that? Excellent. Subset. So let's go. Which one it is? In the Venn diagram, the shaded region is what? That easy. A, B, C, or D? Let me see if you're thinking. That's very good. It can be A, it can be C. So it's between R and because this saying everything but Q. How it could be everything but Q when Q shaded? So it must be everything but R, but it's which one? Guys, it's D. You know why it's D? Everything. No, sorry. It's R. It's B. It's everything except R. Okay? Everybody sit down? All right, so let's go. Out of a class of 32 students, 17 studying music, 20 study art. What is the least number of students who could do both music and art? We did this already. If maximum is 32, when I add 17 and 20, what do I get? I get 37. What's the difference between 32 and 37? 5. My mother's here. We ain't do this exact question already. Come tell me the answer there quick. A. This is a perfect example of why you need to go through questions because they come back all the time. All right, next one. The cost price of a refrigerator is this. A buyer who is given a discount will pay what? So, we got to find the 5% and subtract. So 5% times 1850 over 1. So boop, boop. 5 could go into itself once. 5 can go into this 2 times. So you're really dividing 185 divided by 2. So that's what? 9250. Somebody check that for me. So because it's a discount, you're going to subtract that from 1850 minus 92. I hope you all know when you're doing this without a calculator, you got to borrow, right? Because students just make this mistake all the time. You got to borrow from this 5, you get 4. This is 9, 1. So you can get 50 cents here. 7. Do I need to continue? Which is the only one that got 7 ones. Only C. So I don't even got to continue. I just see one need to see. So I circle that. Everybody with me? We ain't just do this question here. What's the answer? My mother's here. 17. What's the answer? Only Janella remember? The answer is B. We did this just now. All right, so let's take a look at this one. We have a table of data and it says it shows us the marks obtained by 50 students in a test. What is the probability that a student chosen at random has a mark less than 5? So first thing first, because we know it's 50 students, the denominator is going to be 50. So we just need to find out how many students has a mark less than. So what are the numbers I should be adding up? Everybody, let's go. Which marks I should be adding up? From 0 to 5 or 0 to 4? Excellent, 0 to 4. So that number would therefore be 5 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6. That's 10. That's 10. So that's 20 over. So that's 2/5. Answer is A. An article bought for 125 was sold for 175. The percentage profit is, you should remember, percentage profit is profit over cost price times 100 over 1 because we want a percent. So what is the profit? The profit is 50. What is the cost price? 125 times 100 over 1. So if I use 25 to cancel, that would be give me 2 over 5. 5 into itself goes once, 5 into 100, 20 times. 20 times 2 is 40. Even though I work this out pretty fast, y'all could do that on your own, right? Everybody, come, talk to me. Y'all could do that, them kind of questions there on your own. And you see how fast I'm moving, you need to move fast like that with them kind of questions there. Okay? Don't spend a lot of time doing those things. All right. A salesperson is paid 5% of his sales commission. And you should know what commission is, eh? Remember, if they was to ask you for what his salary was, usually add his commission pay to his general wage. But for now, they only want to know how much commission he got. And his commission is 5% of this amount. Same thing again, 5% of 2020. Cancel the zeros. This into itself once, this into itself twice. Divide 202, that's 101. That's an easy one. C. My pen spazzing, but we're going through, we almost reach halfway and we're going to be done after that. So Mary invested $200 for 3 years at 5% annum. John invested $300 at the same rate. If they both received the same amount of money in interest, how many years did John invest? So obviously we have all the information for Mary. Agree or disagree? So all we got to do is calculate how much that, use that, substitute it and solve. So that's what interest is 2 times 3 times 5 over 100, right? So that's what 5 times 3 is 15. So that's 30 and 2 zeros divided by 100. So the interest he received was $30. So we need to use this value and calculate what? How much? The years. So we know time is equal to simple interest times 100 over principal times rate. Everybody with me? We almost, if you have to go, that's okay. So yeah, I have 30 times 100 over, what is his principal? His principal is 300. And the rate is the same, right? Which is 5. So we just add the zeros. That's 3, 1, 2 divided by 3. And if you're smart, this is easy to calculate because check this. Let me use my red. 300 and 300. That's going to cancel, give me 1. So it's going to be 10 over 5, which is 2. So that means 2 years. Answer is B. Moving along. An article costs $161 if a profit of 13% is to be made on the cost price. The selling price is what? Which one you think it is? I tell you now, I know the answer is A. Why is it A? Because 1 represents the original price, right or wrong? And then this represents the 13% extra, because if he made a profit, it must be added. So that's the only one that represents that information there. So your answer is A, even without looking. Why would you do these two here? Don't make no sense. Okay, that's why in your calculator, you could put 161 times 1.13. Anybody remember when I teach you how to do that? Because times 1 is like saying times 100, which is the full price. All right. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. My energy dropping, but we're going to finish, okay? A 20% increase on the article, the original cost of the article is, we know that. After a 20% increase on an article, this is the cost of it. So what percentage does this represent? 270 represent what percent? In 120%. So we gotta find 100%. So how do we find 100%? So to be honest, once you calculate this, you'll be able to figure this out, right? So let's do this quickly. Or somebody with a calculator, just for the interest of time. How much you get when you divide these two numbers? You're gonna get 2.25. Can't we find out this? Because 100%. What do you do when you're finding anything by 100%? You move the point twice to the right. So 225. All right, let's go. We want to find P. That's easy. What do we do to find P? This is an easy one. A, B, C, or D? Let's go, guys. This is an easy one. 24. A, B, C, or D? It must be D, because to get P, we got to multiply by 5. Whatever you do to one side, you got to do to the other side. So the answer is D. This ain't the same question again. Everybody seeing the repetition? So that's B. Same thing here, you identify your A and your B. So A is equal to 2. B is equal to -3. So you just substitute 2 times 2 minus 3 times -3. So that's 4 minus -9. So my answer is +13. Turn to a plus. I need everybody to tell me the answer for 27, please. What's the answer for 27? Excellent. A negative and a negative is a positive. So we know 8 times 3 is 24. A times B is AB. Let's go again. 28. What's the answer for 28? Is it A or B? Excellent. 3 times 2 is 6, but x squared times x to the cube, you add the powers, so you get 5 and not 6. Please don't ever do that. Multiply the powers. All right. A set -2, 1, and 3. That's set A. Then the set A is a subset of what? Are these numbers natural numbers, whole numbers, irrational numbers, or integers? This is basics. What type of numbers are those? Yep, it is integers, because integers are positive numbers, negative numbers, and zero. Whole numbers start at 1. Natural numbers start, whole numbers start at 0. Natural numbers start at 1. And irrational numbers is like the square root of pi and weird numbers. Okay, so the answer is D. When 8 is subtracted from a certain number and the result is multiplied by 3, the final answer is 21. What is the original number? You just write out your equation. You call the number X and you do everything to X. So when 8 is subtracted from a certain number, so X minus 8, and the result, that means whatever answer here is multiplied by 3, the answer is 21. Everybody see that? So how do we find the original number? We transpose to get rid of the 3 because it says 3 times. We multiply, we divide by 3 on both sides. When we divide by 3 on both sides, this is going to cancel. So we're going to have X minus 8 is equal to 7. We transpose over. So X is equal to 7 plus 8. 7 is equal to 15. Okay? This is another binary operation, but this is the one we got tested. So we didn't do this one already. 3, we do something to 3 and 6, we get 12. We do something to 2 and 5, we get 9. So you really got to test it out. I can't remember the answer though, but we did this already. Anybody remember it? I'm so tired. C, so let's try C to see if that's it. So A is 3, B is 6. So let's see. 6 times 3 minus 6, that's 18. 18 minus 6 is 12, so that's correct. Let's try for the other one when A is 2, B is 5. If I get it right, y'all memory on point. Big man thing. So that's 6 times 2 minus 5. 6 and 2 is 12. 12 minus 5. No. That can't be right then. Because 12 minus 5 is what? 7? Anybody find the answer yet? But they said 2 star 5 must be 9. Let's try. So it's not this. Let's try D. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. That check out. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. Okay, it's D. Oh boy. What type of function, what type of mapping is this? Excellent. It is many to one. Look at it. This one got 2 going to it, so that's many to 1. This one got 2 going to it, that's many to 1. This one got 1 going to it, that's many to 1. You see what? It is not many to many. What is really many to many? It's only 3 and I'm going to teach you. 1 to 1, 1 to many, or many to 1. This is not really anything we ever really did. Okay? So the answer is C. No, with you. I tell you too. Y'all want us to finish it? Y'all down to finishing it? Because we ain't gonna class tomorrow, so let's just finish it, right? All right. A man used 20% of his land for growing oranges, 65 for mangoes. So I like to just take note. So 20 for oranges, 65 for mangoes, and the remainder is avocados. So all of them must add up to in 100%. Everything always add up to 100%, right? Hold on there, guys. Hello? Oh, no, no, no. I got a call. I got a call. To be honest, I forgot. I had a movie. I had a movie date tonight, guys, and I forgot. But they're gonna survive. We got class tonight, so they got to try again another time. No, no, no. We're gonna finish. We're gonna finish. I prefer to finish. All right, so let's go. So we have here, what were we doing? So we need to find out how much is the how much is the avocados. So if you have to leave, that's okay. I'll just finish this paper and that's it. Okay, because we're already here. So 65 plus 20 is 85. So we need 15%. So you're finding 15% of 360. So 15 over 100 times 360 over 1. Everybody following? Y'all still here? Just check in and let me know if y'all still following. Okay. So boom, boom. And then we have 5 can go into itself 3 times, 5 can go into 10 twice. Then you have 2 can go into itself once, 2 can go into 36, 18. So it's 18 times 3. What is 18 times 3? That looks like 54. Yeah, that looking like 54. All right, so we also did this question already. Which of the graphs is a function? You should be able to pick this. Is not a function, sorry. Which one of these is not a function? Choose one, let me see which one y'all would choose. The answer is actually C. Let me show you why. There's something called a vertical line test. When you have a graph, right? If you take a vertical line, you should only get one X value. Look at that. Let me show you. You see that? No matter where you draw the vertical line, it should only connect with one X value. Everybody see that? So let's do that vertical line test to all this graph. So when I do it to this, same thing. I only cross in the graph at one spot. See the vertical line test? What about this though? When I do the vertical line test, how much times I cross in the graph? In twice. Everybody see that? versus all the other lanes. What happening with all the other lanes? All the other lanes, you only cross in the graph once. Everybody see that? So this is why this is not a function. How you could have two x's, not two x's, two y's for the same x. That ain't one to many. Look at it. Remember, x is the input, y is the output. If I have one x value, but I got two y's, that means one x gone to two y's. That's a one to many. A function is a one to one or many to one. This curve down here, sorry, let me just make sure I show y'all. This curve here, the reason why it's a function is because this is a many to one. Look at it. Why would this be a many to one? Because at different x's, because this is an x here and this is an x here, but both of them being at the same y, many to one. So two x's gone to the same y value, but it's still to one. Whereas two, I hope I'm making sense to y'all, you know. Whereas this one is a one to one, one value to one value. That's why it's a straight line. All right, everybody got it? So the same concept we just spoke about, which of the following orders pairs describes a function? Which one of these describe a function? And I'll just tell you what you're looking for. You're either looking for a one-to-one or a many-to-one. A one-to-one or a many-to-one. So let's look at A. Is A a function? No, because look, you got two. I don't know, my pen stop working. Look at it. This is not a function because this is a one to many. How two go into two separate numbers? So that would be a one to many. So that's not a function. I hope I see what I'm showing you. Let's look at B. B got 2, 4, and 5, all different numbers, 1, 3, and 7. That looking like it, isn't it? Because this would be what? A one to one. But let's check the others to make sure we understand. Look at this too. 3 gone to two different numbers. This is also a one to many. Next one. This is also a one to many. All right, 36. We ain't just do this one. What's the answer? It's a positive curve, a smiley face. So the answer is C. The answer is C. All right, so we need to describe the function. What does this look like to you? Let me zoom in a little bit more. We did this one already too. A, B, C, or D. This got to be A because every X value we just add 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. So this answer is A. Almost finished. We get in there. We also did this question as well. This question speaks of the area of a circle is this amount. The area of the minus sector is easy. So it's 60. Which one you would pick? A and B? But what's so funny to me is, right? Is B, right? Don't get confused, you know. Even if you break down 60 over 360, 60 over 360 is 1/6. Do you see how they set you up? Easy to try to fool you. So be careful. Next one, the volume of a cube with 10 sides. Let me see which one I'm going to pick here. To 39, everybody, let's go. We're going quickly. We almost finished. Which one? A, B, C, or D? Volume of a cube is length times width times height. So that means 10 times 10 times 10. 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. Okay. All right. We did this question before. It was 120. The one with the speedboat. We did that already. We did this one already, 20. 88 over 2 pi. Yeah, I realize the more question you do, how easy it is. No, I'm going to be honest with you. Mentally, I can't go through reading these questions here. So we're going to just leave this and this for now because my mind, it over it. So we're going to come back to that another time. But for now, let's just quickly try to finish up these. And then, yeah. This is another easy one. They say that the center of a circle is, the radius is 10. So I will just put 10 here. And the angle is 36. What is the length in centimeters of the arc? Is like the circumference. How do you find that? They say the center. What is this? What do we do here? What are they asking us for? The arc AB. Okay, the arc AB is 36 over 360, right? Times the whole entire circumference. What is the circumference? 2 pi r. Everybody see that? Everybody agree with that? So what is this going to end up being? 36 and 36 this could cancel once. This could cancel 10 times, right? And then r is 10. So you're saying 1 over 10 times 2 pi times 10. Then the same thing as saying 2 pi 10 over 10. You cancel these two things, where you're going to end up with 2 pi. All right, this next one, we just did one like this with the trapezium. We know the formula, half of a plus b times h. So half of a plus b, which is 8 plus 18. 8 plus 18 is what, 26? Times 5. Remember, is the height, eh? The height is the perpendicular distance between them, not 3. 3 is just the length of that side. So that's 13 times 5, 45. All right, so we're into statistics. Which of the following is not a statistical diagram? The model class is a class, is not a diagram to represent data. Because you know how to draw a bar graph, you know how to draw a pie chart, you know how to draw a frequency polygon. You can't draw a model class. How many students took part in the survey? That's easy. You add up the numbers. That's 3, 4, 2, 5, and 1. So that's what? 7, 9, 14, 15. See? Excellent. What is the median? Same thing like what we did before. We arrange from smallest to biggest and we pick the number. So smallest would be 3, 4, 1, 5. Oh, we got 1 on each number. You got 6. Yeah, 6, 7, 2, 8, and a 9. So we cancel 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we get 6 and 7. I make a mistake. Oh yes, 2 9s. Look at there for 2. So we would end up with what? 7? Yeah, we'd get 7 as the middle number then. So the answer is B. All right, we get in there. We get in there. Probability. Let me see which questions I really want us to do. We did this question already without even reading. The answer is a quadrilateral. I'm just trying to get the questions that we did already out the way. So we know this is a quadrilateral, right? Which of the following is not a quadrilateral? Obviously, the pentagon. All right, so just these two, these three. A bag contains 2 red, 4 yellow, and 6 blue balls. So that's 12 balls in all. What is the probability of drawing a blue ball? If you got 6 blue balls, that's 6 over 12, that's a half. Here we have the pie chart shows the preference of students in a class. 12 students prefer chocolate. Where's chocolate? So that's 12. Then the total number of students is, that's easy, because look at this, right? If both of these angles are supposed to add up to a 180 in it, how much more you need to make 180? You need 60. So that means chocolate represents 60 degrees. So that means 12 students equal to 60 degrees. So how much do we represent then? We represent what? How much is one student? Right? So one student is equal to 5 degrees. How many times do I have? What do I got to multiply to 5 to get to 360? So one student is 5 degrees. So we need 360 degrees. So what do we multiply by? 72. So when you multiply by 72 on both sides, you realize it's 70 students, 72 students. Up here, what is this? A boy throws a die. That's 1 dice. What is the probability he will get a 3 followed by it? How much sides a dice got? 6. So that's 12 different sides if you throw it twice. And it would be 2. What is the probability of what? He will get a 3 followed by an even number. The probability of him getting a 3 is 1, followed by an even number. How many even numbers are there from 1 to 6? That's 2, 4, 6. So that's 4 plus 3 options. So it's 4 out of 12, which is a third, but we don't have a third. So let me check it again. A boy throws a die. A die is 2 dice. What is a dice? A dice is 2 or a dice is 1? So a die is 1 or 2? What is a die? A die is 1 dice. You sure? You check it? Okay, so a die is 1 cube. And if you know how a die look, you got from 1 to 6 on it, right? So you got 6 faces. If he throw the die twice, that means you have 12 options that you could get. Everybody with me? So we know 12 is the denominator for sure. Now we need to figure out how much times these things could happen. So they ask, what is the probability he will get a 3 followed by an even number? So the probability of him getting a 3 is 1 out of the 12, or 2 times, because he tried 2 in it. So it's going to be 2 plus followed by an even number. An even number, like we said, would be 2, 4, and 6. So that would be what? 3. So the answer is 5 over 12. Yeah, 5 over 12. All right, last page. We are done. We are done. A triangle. Oh my God, this is stressing me. A triangle ABC is a right angle. ABC is 40 degrees and C is 20. The length of BC is, where's BC? Here. we already know what we're supposed to be using in it. Because if this is the adjacent and this is the opposite, what operations or ratios should I be using? Tan, right? So it's going to be tan 40 is equal to x over 20. So x is equal to 40, tan 40 times 20. Answer is D. Last one, we did this already. How do we move from A to B? We obviously go across twice. And how much times we go up? We go up once. We've done this one already. All right, guys, thank you for holding on. Thank you for being patient. We just accomplished 2 papers. So let me know if you are feeling a lot better with paper 1. I would like to give all you another mock exam sometime this week. So rate yourself with how you feel about paper 1, confidence-wise. Out of 10, how you feel about paper 1? Okay, I liking these numbers. I could accept an 8 and a 9. All right, guys, so that's it for tonight. Between 8 and 9. Okay, that's excellent. All right, so keep putting in the practice. That's it for this evening. Have a good day tomorrow. See y'all on Thursday. I'll let y'all know when the next class is and the topic, okay? Have a good night.